Welcome to TMZ Live. We are going to start with fan mail. Fan mail to
not for us.
Not for us, to one Luigi Mangione. He gets a lot of it behind bars. And in this letter, he kind of dropped some information that I did not know existed behind bars, and it has to do with his playlist.
And one Taylor Swift and Charlie XCX and other artists. But yes, this fan letter, which has been circulating online, is a letter that Luigi wrote to a fan. And again, he does this. He corresponds with tons of fans. And he often will list things that he's grateful for. So this is a portion of the letter that Luigi wrote to a fan. He said, "I downloaded a bunch of Taylor Swift and Charlie XCX. I've never really listened to either of them, but some phony list of my favorite music circulated on social media. Rather than be a buzzkill and set the record straight, I figured I'd see what all the hype was about. So I'm walking laps on the top tier of my unit, listening to Cardigan by T Swift."
But it's weird because the song that he picked from Taylor was Cardigan. And it's just like such a downer song that I don't understand why.
Well, he likes sweaters, we know that.
But I don't.
What?
Well, no, he does.
I know, but Cardigan's not about. Well,
I understand that.
It's just like a depressing like song to think of. Like Charlie XCX, I could see like all her songs are like fun, but you think that he would want more fun songs.
But here's why
what is it about?
Here's why it shocks
a Cardigan.
me. Here's why
First Love.
Here's why it shocks me. He is in a rough prison right now.
Well,
and the question, why would you let people around you, because if somebody did find out that you're listening to Taylor Swift.
And
well,
that's
funny
exactly what happened.
That is what happened, because this guy in the prison named King, he found out about it, and Luigi is no longer listening to Taylor Swift or Charlie XCX anymore. Lil Durk is now his artist of choice.
Did he say in the letter did King tell him to listen to Lil Durk, or did he just make that decision on his own?
If you're listening to Charlie XCX and Taylor, someone told you that you're now listening to Lil Durk. I don't think it just comes up natural.
This does not feel like a good move in prison. Now, I didn't know that
they have that kind of access to
that
those.
he has an iPad.
That's what I didn't know either. And we were talking earlier. Does he have on AirPods? Is it just out loud and they each get like certain songs, like 10 minutes?
No, I don't think they've got a DJ that starts taking requests.
No, but do they each have 10 minutes? Luigi, this is your 10 minutes for to hear your songs, and then everyone has to hear it, and then like King gets it. So, is King trying to take over the entire playlist?
The reason I don't think that's right
is not playing music
King
out loud.
found out, but it feels like King didn't find out because it was blaring all over the yard.
He found out?
I don't know.
They're definitely not playing the music out loud.
I don't think so.
I don't think that doesn't seem susceptible like the prison.
But you don't think that they would have
okay
cords either for headphones?
We just don't know. But Charlie XCX is not.
Well,
hey,
listen, what King
hits.
wants, King gets.
Yeah.
So Lil Durk wins, at least at Brooklyn MDC.
Hey, this is Vic in Chicago. All the bad news we typically hear out of prison. This is finally a good, warm story. Here we have someone that's now making better decisions. And shout out to King, pulling the ultimate DJ move of controlling someone else's aux. This is a win-win all around.
I want to know what King's in for.
Yeah.
I want to know more about this character King that Luigi is referring to. And again, look, this is kind of a lighthearted thing, but we should remember that Luigi is in there for a very serious crime.
This is a capital murder case.
But I think the fact that he is corresponding with fans this way is a whole other layer of this story that
it is a kettle of worms that I think his lawyers are probably not thrilled with.
Boy, what a letdown for World Series fans. All they got were 9 innings of a game last night.
It's like
for
half
game
a
3.
game. Half a game.
No 18-inning affair,
but
and the Dodgers ended up losing.
With Shohei pitching.
Even with Shohei on the mound, they ended up getting routed, really. But all the celebs were still there. I mean, they came out, I'm sure, after the epic 18-inning game.
You got Austin Butler, you got James Marsden, Tobey Maguire was there. Everybody was
Toby's there. Look, Sydney Sweeney, who was
We're going to talk about this.
We'll get
Sydney
to her.
Sweeney with somebody very interesting, but there was some royalty there.
Yes, and the reception that royalty got is what's interesting here. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were in the house, not just in the house, they had primo seats.
Really good seats on the field. They
Look, they were seated in front of Sandy Koufax.
Sandy Koufax.
He himself is Dodger royalty.
It is an outrage. Sandy Koufax.
He is real royalty
Sandy
for the
Koufax should be
Dodgers.
next to Shohei. But the idea
I don't
that
think
he's
it
behind,
works that way
I don't
on
care.
the field.
With Sandy Koufax, he deserves to do that, okay? So anyway, got to listen to this reception they got when they popped Harry and Meghan up on the Jumbotron.
Harry seems a little confused as to why are they booing.
I thought for a second he just looked, defeated.
He's like, why would they be booing?
And now he smiles, but
Yeah.
It registered. I mean, you hear these boos. Some cheers, but you hear these boos.
It doesn't make sense.
Do you think people are booing Harry or Meghan?
More Meghan.
Yeah, like I feel
more
like if they
Meghan.
just showed Harry, I don't necessarily think
would. They
people
would
would
totally.
boo.
They would totally.
You think so?
Yeah, I
you
think he-
Americans still care about this?
They do. They do.
Really?
They really do. And I think that they have decided, and maybe part of it is Meghan, but they're against Harry in the whole William-Harry split.
I would think
They're
there's
against-
not. I would have thought, but I did hear the reaction, so clearly there is. But I wouldn't have thought there was a lot of crossover between royal watchers and Dodger
and
fans.
baseball
Well,
fans.
this was a more diverse group because of the World Series.
Okay, that's fair.
It was hoity-toity. Now, we got to get to Sydney Sweeney because I think this is really interesting. So she is sitting next to somebody of great interest right now because it is Christy Martin, who she plays now.
The boxer that she plays in the biopic.
Christy.
And Sydney was part of the pregame hype package to get people, pumped up for the game. And yeah, sitting there with Christy. This is all partly to promote the movie.
So my inside info on
But
her.
also, Sydney Sweeney's really popular.
I got some inside info on Sydney Sweeney from people who know her. She's a Kim Kardashian in terms of marketing. She is really, really smart in terms of how she markets. And I remember I don't know that Glenn Powell, that whole thing with the movie there was part of it, but I think it must have been. That she is very strategic in the way she markets herself. And when you look at what she's done, she's really kind of separated herself from the pack of actresses. She really has. With American Eagle, with all of these things she's done. She's very strategic. And I think bringing Christy Martin to the game.
I think they also got close though through filming
they
because
did.
Christy helped her learn how to box
they've been
and that
because
stuff.
they've been going to film festivals and all that stuff.
Are we not
together.
going to talk about her eating the Dodger dog?
We can talk about that now.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't really have much more to say about it.
well,
I don't have much more to say about it.
Devin,
I saw
why don't you break it
the
down for
photos.
us?
I can't really break it down too much, but looks good. Looks fun.
Hey, it's Lady T from Baltimore. It was nice to see all the different celebs at the Dodgers game. Honestly, you had the royal family there. You had Harry and Meghan. You had the basketball royalty there. You had LeBron. You had Savannah. So it was great to see them. I'm sorry that all of them got booed. Honestly, I thought that was not fair. But honestly, it's Sydney Sweeney. I don't know why America. She's like the girl that everyone loves to hate. I'm not a fan. I can't get with it. Not even her eating the hot dog did it for me. It was, I can't. But anyway, I can't wait to see what celebs are at the next game of the series.
Well,
It's definitely
that's
10 o'clock.
tonight. And boy, if the Dodgers don't win, they're in trouble.
How do you figure that?
Because they're going to Toronto next, and there's a home field advantage.
Yeah, he's right. Guy's good at math. You work with someone for a period of time, you get close. You feel comfortable. Feel like maybe you can just reach out and touch a coworker.
We are not talking here.
That is not allowed here.
Not allowed here.
However, on a Hollywood production like the set of All's Fair,
You grab a piece.
apparently they've gotten close enough because at another premiere event in New York City last night, Ryan Murphy was there with his whole cast, and Sarah Paulson and Kim Kardashian clearly have built a bond while shooting this series. And we'll show you the bond right here. Because watch that hand.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, she knows what the cameras. Sarah's smart. She's been at these events. She knows where the cameras. She knows what the paparazzi were looking at as they walked in, and she just wanted to share the spotlight.
We just talked about Sydney Sweeney marketing. I'll tell you, marketing is half the battle. It's more than half the battle.
That's why they've done so many of these events for this
They're
series.
doing premieres like this.
All over the world.
It's just, they did Paris, they did Los Angeles, London, now they're doing New York. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah,
and they're all going. And
Ryan Murphy does a lot of, as we all know, does a ton of series. But
right.
I've never seen them do this kind of rollout for one of them before.
No, this is exceptional. And I think it's working. I think this is going to
attract getting a lot of attention.
A lot of eyeballs.
It's going to get one more big promotion when Kim finds out the results of her bar exam.
What day is November 3rd?
Next Wednesday or Tuesday?
Monday. She could, I think it's November 3rd. I think she finds out Monday.
Is it November 3rd?
I think the public finds out either the 6th or the 7th. But the
she'll
people
know.
Then November 3rd. So she's going to find out Monday whether she passed.
And if she passed,
if we hear,
we're going to know the second she
If we hear anything, she passed.
Right.
If we don't hear anything, it's probably bad news.
Probably.
Coming up.
A couple of weeks ago, you got very impassioned about the fact that whether you be Democrat or Republican, Congress cannot work this out. So if they can't find a path in the middle, get rid of everybody.
The reason that we are enduring this type of chaos is because we have a chaos agent that is at the top.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. We are well over the deadline that we had set for the movement, as we call it, that has started here. We were talking about the government shutdown a couple of weeks ago. You got very impassioned about the fact that whether you be Democrat or Republican, Congress cannot work this out. And we are, this government shutdown now is approaching record levels. So
with no end in sight, and air traffic controllers and others are not getting paid. They're having to moonlight. Do you really want an air traffic controller stressed out, having to have a second job, basically keeping planes apart in the air? That's just one problem. So my feeling about this has been, and we put this yesterday on social media, and 700,000 people looked at this, and it's growing. And the idea is OWTA. Out with their asses. And it means that Congress is supposed to compromise and come together. And if they can't, if they cannot do it, and it's fine, I know the Democrats blame the Republicans and vice versa, but if they can't figure it out, get a new group in that can, because there is a path here. It's just both sides are unwilling to take the other's path. So
if they can't find a path in the middle, get rid of everybody.
So there's a very...
Regardless of their record, regardless of anything they've said about the actual government shutdown.
So there's been a very strong voice in Congress who has really been frustrated and talked loudly about the dilemma here. And she is on the Democrat side, but she's been a very consistently strong voice.
Absolutely. And she is joining us now to talk about OWTA. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, welcome back to TMZ Live.
It's good to see y'all.
We appreciate it. So look, I heard you a couple of nights ago talking about how the Republicans have abdicated their responsibility. They're not in Washington, D.C., haven't been there for a month, how health care is going to go through the roof. I get it. But what about what I'm saying? That the fact is you guys are deadlocked and America is suffering, and we need to threaten to throw everybody out unless you can figure this out. Is that unreasonable?
I think it's unlikely, but I appreciate your frustration, and I think that your frustration is shared by the average American. I mean, I think that's why your statements have resonated to the tune of hundreds of thousands of people have decided to tune into what you had to say. But the reality is that people say, get rid of everybody else, but I love my own, which means that we end up with the same group, right? They say, yes, you go vote out yours, but I'm going to continue to vote for mine. And at the end of the day, what we need to understand is that we didn't have to endure this in the last 4 years. What was the difference? The difference was the leadership that was coming from the top. The reason that we are enduring this type of chaos is because we have a chaos agent that is at the top. You can't expect somebody to negotiate or compromise if you literally refuse to sit at the table.
We're noticing it's resonating with some voters. Is it resonating at all in D.C.? Does this matter?
Do people feel threatened?
No, they don't feel threatened. I mean, you wouldn't have the Republicans in the position that they're in right now if they felt threatened. The only threat that they ever feel is from this president.
The thing that really pisses me off is the air traffic controllers got checks the other day for a net pay of $0. You guys are still getting paid. And it's just an outrage that Congress is drawing a salary and all of the people that are being held hostage are suffering.
I couldn't agree with you more. The air traffic controllers have a special place in my heart. I have so much aviation in my district. I have 2 airlines that are based right there in my district. I also have 2 companies that manufacture and do planes, as well as another one that finishes planes. I've got so much aviation. And so I've sat down, I've talked to air traffic controllers since day one. And it was through them that I learned that they were the only reason that this last shutdown actually stopped, the last shutdown, which was under Donald Trump. Well, do you know what they did after the air traffic controllers were able to show them who was boss? They changed the rules to make it more difficult for them to organize in that way. But unfortunately, Donald Trump does not care about the very people that put him into office. He does not care about their suffering. He does not care about their pain. Instead, the only people that he'll listen to are those other rich billionaires and millionaires that are on his level, right? And so what I am saying is that I am waiting on Jeff Bezos to pick up the phone because he's upset because the Amazon planes are not going. Like, we've got to figure out a way to show them how important our federal workers are. And right now, they have consistently told us that they don't care about federal workers. Even in the midst of the shutdown, they decided they were going to engage in illegal firings. We know from day one they engaged in illegal firings. We know that they called them lazy. They have been everything but respectful. And even when we look at our military, deciding that you're going to send them into American cities instead of allowing these people to stay on their jobs and having our reservists be ready and available for that storm that's going to come through when we need them or whatever, they are disrespecting all federal workers in this moment. So is it a surprise to me when they're not getting paid that they could care less? Absolutely not. They found money for ICE, but they act like they can't find money for anybody else. And if there's any agents that I'm sure the American people can agree that they would like to see less of, it's ICE.
You know, when there's a mid-air collision, because there's gonna be, with these air traffic controllers stressed out, overworked, there's gonna be a mid-air collision. Is that when you guys find religion and come together? Is somebody gonna blink at some point?
Or the fact that, by the way, SNAP benefits are about to go.
Yeah,
so now you're gonna have people who you're extending hunger across the country, and that's not just for federal workers. I mean, that's everybody.
So when are you guys gonna blink?
Yeah, so here's the other thing. When you start to talk about SNAP benefits, this is also Trump, because Trump has access to emergency funds right now. He has decided that he does not want to use those funds to make sure that people in this country don't go hungry. Now, mind you, even those that are getting SNAP benefits, they are already too hungry. We are talking about $6 a day to eat. And this is something that they don't feel like is a big deal. We also know that this is just a preview of things that are to come, because when they passed the big ugly bill, they ended up cutting out over $300 billion from SNAP benefits. They have consistently not passed our farm bill. You know why? Because they wanted to make sure they cut SNAP benefits out of that. This doesn't just impact those that need to eat. This impacts those that provide food. So listen, they are the ones that are wreaking havoc when it doesn't necessarily have to be wreaked. We still have money that is available, but he is absolutely decided that he doesn't want to engage in it. And when you start to talk about a mid-air collision, let me remind you that because he's decided to put incompetent people over all of these agencies, we already had a mid-air collision, and that was when they were getting paid, because they decided to go in and do irresponsible firings in the first place, not understanding all the training that goes into air traffic controllers. If we have anything else that happens, and granted, I absolutely believe we will. We've had a record number of crashes in general under this administration, again, because of the incompetence. So I don't think that paying air traffic controllers is going to solve everything that we need to solve to make our airs safe.
It's not going to solve that bigger problem, and that's the problem of Democrats and Republicans over a series of administrations. But the bigger thing is, I mean, one thing we do here at TMZ is we monitor how the public feels. And if there's a midair collision, they're not going to start saying, oh, it's the Democrats, oh, it's the Republicans. They're going to blame Congress. And I see it coming. So it may be that it can be partisan now, but they're going to come down on your body as a ton of bricks, like a ton of bricks when that happens.
Yeah, I actually don't disagree with you whatsoever. But I think we go back to the same thing that we started talking about at the beginning. They will blame everybody else, but they will continue to elect their representative. The reason that I know this is because we have consistently had numbers about how many people believe in term limits, right? But they believe get rid of all the other people that have been serving forever. My person is a good one. I want to keep mine, right? So we know that, yes, they may blame the body, and we know that overall Congress has these low approval ratings. But then people consistently vote for their representative, and I don't see that really changing.
That's what I mean, you're right. It hasn't changed, and that's the whole point of this movement, is that it needs to change.
Yeah.
And as much as we love talking to you and having you on, if this continues,
like,
what
I'm
we're
fired.
saying is...
I get it. I get it.
That you just might have to go, as much as we love talking to you.
I get it.
I really hope that there can be some compromise here. There's so many, the problems we have now are about to multiply by 10
every week.
If there isn't a solution here, if there isn't a compromise, and we hope that you can be part of the solution.
I absolutely believe that the American people deserve better. And I think that means having adults that will sit down and we'll figure it out, and we'll do whatever it takes to make sure that you minimize the harm. We should be serving the public. That is what we are supposed to be as public servants. And right now, it seems like the only thing that the public has been served is a bunch of BS.
We agree on that.
We so appreciate you coming on, Congresswoman.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thanks again.
Coming up.
Drake, who had his lawsuit against Universal Music Group, which was really all about Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, and it got thrown out, got dismissed by a judge. Well, he has now put the court on notice that he is going to appeal this.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Phoebe Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at.
Drake is digging his own grave. This is one of the most ridiculous things I have heard that has gone through a courthouse in a long time.
I see this differently. What he's talking about is the fact that Drake, who had his lawsuit against Universal Music Group, which was really all about Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us,
and specifically the pedophile remark.
Right.
Didn't sue Kendrick, sued Universal, his own label, by the way.
And it got thrown out, got dismissed by a judge. Well, he is now put the court on notice that he is going to appeal this. And what I think this is more a sign of how much you-know-what money Drake has. Because I agree with you, this is burying himself, but he's got the money to do it.
But he's got the money.
He's going to keep
Here's what
Drake
wants right now. He doesn't need more money. He doesn't need a judgment. He needs respect. He needs people to stop laughing at him. Yeah, he does, because he's got enough money. But
Drake has released music since losing this battle, and it still sells.
Drake is never going to win this case. The appeals court is not going to reverse what the judge did.
I think he probably even knows that, but he's like, you know what?
He's taking a flyer.
It's just money.
Yeah, but
it's a lost leader.
But it's like,
I think he should want this to go away.
Take your marbles and go away.
I'm with Harvey. He should want this to go away entirely. The judge embarrassed him. The judge was quoting the rap battle that was ongoing in the dismissal decision.
Said things that Drake wrote about Kendrick.
That was exactly right. And in a very well-reasoned opinion said, this is not defamation. You have to look at context here. And this is in the context of a rap battle. Threw out all the stuff about certified pedophile being something that is capable of suing over in a rap battle.
We all agree he's not going to win.
There's a winner here. There's no path.
By the way, even the lawyers who convinced him to file this appeal probably know they're not going to win.
Unless he did.
But they convinced him. They said, here's the argument we're going to go with. And he said, how much is it going to cost? And they said, however many millions. And he's like, fine.
Hold on. You got it wrong. You got it wrong. I don't think the lawyers convinced him. I think he demanded that the lawyers do it.
Without question. If he has any good counsel, they counseled him not to pursue this, that he can now regain his career and put this behind him. This is an embarrassing episode. He went to court, got embarrassed. Why take another bite at the apple?
It's so dumb. And he's still with Universal. He is still with Universal.
Needs to get back in their good graces with Kendrick.
Might
collaborate.
Be a sign that he's planning to leave Universal.
Well, he's already given that.
I mean,
what kind of sign do you need other than what he's already done?
He should extend an olive branch to Kendrick and move on.
Or not extend an olive branch, just move on. But the idea that he's letting this linger so people keep talking about this is one of the biggest miscalculations I've seen.
People talking
adding
about
oxygen.
this, he hasn't seen it affect his record sales.
Of course he has seen it affect him.
When he drops a song, it still streams just as much, and that's all he needs to do. So he's not really feeling any negative impact. What you're talking about is us, right? People.
No, I think you're wrong. I think he's a lame artist now, and he can recapture that.
Okay,
he's always been that.
Eric in our office is our music savant. I can't really argue this. Eric,
and by the way, do you
I know you're on you're on the podcast with Eric.
Yes, Eric and I co-host a podcast. It's called Get to the Hook.
Okay.
You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts.
So my question then is, I believe Eric said, you tell me if he's wrong, and maybe I'm wrong about quoting him. I thought his record sales didn't do quite as well in the last one.
Yeah, the last few songs he dropped just weren't as good.
His popularity has waned. There's no doubt about it.
The songs weren't as good.
Hi, my name is Trinity Mitchell, and listen, I am from Fort Worth, Texas, and we love Drake here, but what he's doing now is not it. He needs to either get in the studio and wrap it out and not file all these lawsuits because it makes all these allegations look true. So I'm on Kendrick's side for this.
Well, no. You can't say that. It doesn't make the alleged pedophile remark somehow come to life.
Right. It's not true.
It's not about that. It's just that
it is a true reflection of his bank account.
To quote Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Coming up.
Teyana Taylor, we got her out in New York, and she said something to our producer in New York, and she's speaking about herself. There are going to be a lot of women who feel like this is just going to rub them the wrong way.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Teyana Taylor, we got her out in New York, and she, first of all, love Teyana Taylor. Remember the day we had her here?
Yes.
That was the best part of that day when Kanye West came in. Because Teyana Taylor was also here.
I remember.
They shot a music video and the whole thing.
In the back.
She's great. And she's also great.
By the way,
the movie.
All's Fair. She's apparently amazing.
In the series. She's also great in the movie with Leo. One battle after another. But I do think she said something to our producer in New York.
Which is awesome.
She's very honest here. She's very honest, and she's speaking about herself. There are going to be a lot of women who feel like this is just going to rub them the wrong way. Here's what she had to say about her incredible figure and how she keeps it, even after having kids.
Everyone online is talking about your abs. If you don't mind, like, what's your secret? Everyone's loving, like, all your looks lately.
Dancing. Having babies. Bro, I was just telling somebody yesterday, I feel like my body gets tighter after each kid.
Your body gets tighter after each kid? That's a crazy bounce back.
Okay.
That was the line right there.
Shots fired.
I was telling people, you know what? The more kids I have, the better my body is.
There were people in our office this morning in our morning meeting who were just ballistic over this.
Yeah,
Look at her. Go back to that picture. Go back to that picture.
Yeah, it's there. Maybe just for her, there is something genetically
at her.
But it's not sitting right with a lot of women online, specifically mothers, because it's kind of like a comment when like a really skinny girl tells somebody like, oh yeah, I just devoured a hamburger, and it doesn't like go over well. It kind of comes off tone deaf. I think a lot of women kind of felt the same about these comments, like, wow, you're so lucky.
Do you think, she's lying?
I don't think she's lying,
No,
because
she's not
look,
lying.
the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
She looks so good. She has killer abs.
There's no pudding there.
That's true.
Zero
So
pudding.
it's rock hard pudding.
But yeah, I don't think. Look, she didn't say.
And she wasn't.
She was asked a question.
She was asked
honest.
yeah.
About,
Yes, it's
and
her
in fact,
truth.
She didn't volunteer it. Like they asked her, "How do you do this?"
Well, she did. She could have just said her workout, but then she said. Then she took the
she
extra
laughed.
step.
She laughed and she
I
said,
just told someone that my body gets better after every kid. That's the part.
But if it's true, it's like saying, if somebody is just naturally beautiful, you can't get mad at them.
Here's my suggestion. I think science needs to study Teyana Taylor. I think there's an enzyme or there's something going on. They got to get some blood tests and see if this can help everybody.
What Charles is saying is this would improve women greatly if they could follow the
I
path
didn't
of
say
Teyana
that.
Taylor.
I'm just
That's what he's saying, everybody. That's
The
exactly
women in
what
our
he's
office
saying.
were very angry this
I'm
morning.
outraged at this.
No, I didn't.
Outraged.
Hi, Toya C from Toronto. We love a multi-talented queen. Teyana Taylor has always been body goals, and I do find it kind of wild at the end of the day that her body just keeps getting better after each kid. But we all have to remember that everybody's body is different. Every woman's body is different. So I do understand the controversy, but she can't help it. If that's just how she was made, that's how she was made. So I'm just happy she's happy and thriving.
It's the don't blame me, then I'm beautiful.
Right. I was just drawn this way.
I think
The
you're
Jessica
done.
Rabbit. So yesterday we told you about this battle between Sia and her estranged husband. It's a really nasty custody battle with some very nasty allegations being hurled back and forth. Well, today Sia has won a battle in this war.
So her husband went into court and said, even though right now she has primary custody, I only have monitored visitation. He wanted it changed to the exact opposite, where he had sole custody, she had monitored visitation, and he said the reason was she had struggled with substance abuse. What the judge said was, listen, that ship has sailed because when you guys reached an agreement in August, we knew about her past struggles. She was very open about it, and she is sober, and she is fine now.
And she has, by the way, volunteered for drug testing, said you can do drug tests anytime you want.
She says he has not agreed to do it on his part,
Right.
but she has on hers. And the judge said, look, nothing's changed. We all knew about this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not going to change this order on any emergency basis, because basically the judge said there's no emergency. Like, the whole point that her husband was trying to make was this has to change because
the kid's unsafe.
there's some
Yeah, he'd have to show that there was an imminent danger to these kids that he's not able to show, because to the point that you were just making, all these allegations were out there already. The real loser in this is the kids. The cross allegations here are brutal of substance abuse, but also the allegations she's made about him. There's child pornography.
Well, there
elements
was,
to this.
listen, at the time they reached this agreement in August, there was an active LAPD investigation on him for child pornography. That investigation has since been closed. No charges have been filed. He's denied it.
Right.
But that's why he had monitored visitation. The judge did not change the monitored visitation.
Yeah, that's right.
That stays the same still. So big victory for her as to the battle. The war isn't over.
That's right.
Hey, I'm Christiana from Atlanta. And I just want to say that, Hollywood custody battles are always very difficult because everything that you think is going to be private is going to be exposed. Now, Sia's battle with sobriety is no secret. It is public information. But her husband being investigated is probably the most interesting and messy piece there. Now, I think this custody battle is really going to expose some things in the closet that people probably do not want to come out. And I just really hope that the courts and the parents really just do what's in the best of the interest of the child.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the judge is there to do.
Coming up.
No secret that Cedric the Entertainer can make just about anything funny. But there is one joke you won't see him making. The fact that a lot of people are about to lose their SNAP benefits, food stamps.
All of us is one paycheck from being dead broke in this country, no matter what level you live on.
Be right back.
No secret that Cedric the Entertainer can make just about anything funny. One of my favorite live stand-up to see. Like, he is phenomenal. But there is one joke you won't see him making. And this actually has to do with some things we were talking to Congresswoman Crockett about earlier in the show. The fact that a lot of people are about to lose their SNAP benefits, food stamps. So this is what Cedric said to us about that particular topic when we got him out in New York.
Over the weekend, everybody kept making jokes about food stamps being eliminated.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not a joke. Man, there's so many people living with food insecurity in the United States. And I mean, the fact that, you know, the government is willing to let its own citizens starve and not eat is just ridiculous. I know that people love to think that that's funny, that folks be on food stamps, but all of us is one paycheck from being dead broke in this country, no matter what level you live on. And so to be able to feed your families and your food, that's important, and it's an important job of the government. All that nonsense.
So no more jokes about it.
Well, you know, I mean, if they funny. No, but don't do it about my cousin. That's why I say it's not really funny. But I mean, I do understand that, you know, we gonna joke about everything. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like his stance. He said, look, it's not a joke that I'm gonna make, but he's a comedian. He's not gonna say no comedian should ever make that joke. Because they're gonna.
I read this morning, I was shocked at this. 42 million Americans are on food stamps. It's 1 in 7 Americans. I was shocked by that number.
Yeah.
1 in 7 Americans are on food stamps, and it's about to go away.
Right, and it's about to go away. Although,
I mean,
and because it affects so many people, I think there are some people in comedy who would say that's why they make the joke, right? Because that's what stand-up comedians have always said they do, is that they take the painful things in life and try to give you a moment where you can laugh about it.
But then the question is, do you want to laugh at this in the middle of it?
If it's hurting you, will you still laugh about it?
Well, and also,
that's the question.
It's hard to make that funny. It's hard to, I mean.
And yet, there are people out there doing it every night on stand-up at comedy clubs.
You know, I would actually argue on this one, because I'm all for comedians doing anything they want. On this one, when people actually will be starving, that's a hard one to make in the moment.
This is what the market will decide. If you want to be a comedian who's going to go up there and tell that joke, well, the audience is going to tell you whether or not that's okay. The audience is going to jump in and say something. Either they're not going to laugh, or they're going to boo you off the stage.
I have no problem with jokes. That one I do.
But if you tell it and you get booed off the stage, then you better not tell it again.
No, I mean, I understand that. And also, the people who go to the comedy clubs who can afford that money probably aren't on food stamps.
But they probably know somebody.
They probably know somebody.
I don't even think. I think that on November 1st things are going to change. I think
Why?
once people actually start struggling, it's not just the idea of people are not going to be able to eat in 2 days, 3 days. I think things change.
Wait a minute. There are air traffic controllers who have to get night jobs now. And it's not
different.
It's not.
People not having food is different
there aren't as many air traffic controllers as there are people who are on
42 million
food
people,
stamps.
like you said, Harv. I think it's different. I'm not saying it's right, but it's different.
Wait till something bad happens in the air.
Oh, God forbid.
Well, it's going to happen.
God forbid.
It's
but
going to
the point
happen.
is it hasn't yet, and that's what we were talking to the Congresswoman about. Like, what is it going to take for Congress to wake the hell up?
I'm Jessica, based in LA. They'll give out corporate bailouts like Halloween candy, yet they'll shame a single mom for buying shrimp once a month. You can't joke about food insecurity from a full stomach.
Well, yeah, that's what Congress is doing because they're getting paid. They're getting paid.
Coming up.
Well, how'd you like to have Neo as a roommate? Not the singer.
Oh.
Although, I don't know, he might be looking for a roommate. But we're talking about a robot.
Hey, I'm Neo. I'm here to help around the house.
Be right back.
Well, how'd you like to have Neo as a roommate? Not the singer.
Oh.
Although, I don't know, he might be looking for a roommate. But we're talking about a robot. It's from a company called 1X Technologies. They are, I guess, relatively cheap, $20,000. You can pre-order now. Here's what Neo can do for you very soon.
Hey, I'm Neo. I'm here to help around the house. Neo lives with you in your physical space and has the ability to see, hear, and remember things about your surrounding environment to provide you with uniquely helpful assistance. For example, it can suggest what to cook based on what you have in the fridge, remember your progress while teaching you a new language, and even give you interior design advice.
I can't seem to find my glasses. Is this paprika?
No, that's cayenne pepper. Also, your glasses are on your shirt.
Could I use this in my chili?
They're both made from chili peppers, and you could put cayenne in your chili, but it is much spicier.
Oh, I love this.
I knew you would.
My God.
I don't know. Do you want to have?
Yes.
By the way, we're talking about this particular one. There are going to be several other companies that are making these things. Do you want that walking around your house?
You know what? I think we found Anakin's next replacement.
I
think Anakin's next replacement is right
That's
there.
crazy. You can't say that.
Anakin,
I never thought of that.
No,
seriously. Do you want one of those around your house?
Would you have a robot assistant?
Because here's the thing about it, is that have you ever lived with somebody where you ask a question and they don't want to be bothered with you?
Yes.
They will never not be bothered with you.
Wow.
That will never happen. They will always be responsive. They will
Why
do
do
their
I think
best.
that might change in your case? I mean, it is AI. It's going
That's
to
true.
eventually be like,
Eventually,
I
don't have an answer to this.
I love this. And you can just ask questions all day long. They will be responsive whenever you want. You don't have to talk to it when you don't want to. This is more than just a cleaning robot for me.
But
this is a life partner.
Patrick from Atlanta here, and I'm a little bit torn on this. You know, for the price of a small sedan, we get the real life benefits of Rosie from the Jetsons, which I've always wanted, right? But now, on the other hand, imagine waking up at 3 a.m. and a little, robot just kind of whispers in your ear and says, "Hey, your morning routine is ready." Absolutely not. Like I can see it. They make movies about this, and then let's face it. Right now she's folding clothes. They're putting in the dishes in, but tomorrow they can be filing a lawsuit on me because I forgot to charge them. How sentient are they going to get?
Exactly. By the way, best of all, it only stands about 5'6".
Ooh, I love it even more.
Coming up.
Well, a Detroit courtroom got quite the sight. An officer was testifying, but he was testifying remotely. And
You remember back in COVID days where all that counted was above the waist?
Well, again, that's fine. You just got to know how your camera is set up.
Be right back.
Well, a Detroit courtroom got quite the sight. An officer was testifying, but he was testifying remotely. And
You remember back in COVID days where all that counted was above the waist?
Well, again, that's fine. You just got to know how your camera is set up. Watch what happened as the judge is starting to get this case going and wants everyone to check in.
Officer,
and
you present?
Watch what happened.
Officer Jackson, good morning to you. Can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, Officer Jackson, badge number 3919, out of the 12th precinct.
All right.
Officer Jackson. You got to ask the camera judge.
You got some pants on, officer?
Sir, they're in the... No, sir.
We have a live stream every day that we do when we're doing TMZ Live. And we have a contest every day, which is pick the best headline. And we use this story to pick the headline. And the headline that won today, rock out.
Oh, can we say this one on...
With your cop out.
COP.
Right? And they won...
COP.
And they won a TMZ t-shirt. We'll see you tomorrow.